Ebru, I see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell the trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves, and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name, and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gonna murder that.
Woo! What's good, y'all? This is your boy Ebru. First podcast I've done in a while that doesn't have to do with a game watch, watch along and stuff like that. So as you can see, Lil Wayne is excited about that theme song, man, but nobody was more excited than me when I first heard it. So anyway, I actually have Travis Ryan with me today, man. So listen, man, what's good, my man?
Chilling. It's always a pleasure, Ebru. Knicks, we in the building. Playoff season. I'm ready.
I'm ready too, man. But could you imagine, like, we're gonna talk about narratives and stuff like that too, man. But Twitter, people are still complaining, man. Like, we in the playoffs. Like the games was stopped. Like the wins and losses stopped mattering like 2 games ago. That's how ill the season has been.
Yeah. I am Jarrell. Salute. You already know. Showing love. What I say about that is just narratives over wins. I think we've been losing so long that we kind of value our narratives more than wins because we're not used to winning. So we're like, the only wins we get is if we're right. It's
right.
not if the team is successful.
But how trash is that, man? The conversations could be so beautiful because of the way we, because of all the losing that we did have. So now we're winning, we're sniffing the winning. We're getting a lot of like draft picks. The development is good, but why are we still so negative towards each other? Like when it comes to like that type of thing.
I think we're all on edge. I think we don't believe in this kind of winning because it's happening so like right in front of our eyes. Like, oh wait, hold on, we winning now? What's going on? So we're all on edge. So we rather be negative. So the fall is softer than all of us being in good spirits. Like, oh, we're a winning team and everything like that, and then we fall down and plummet back to earth, and it hurts more. So I think people are holding on more to their narratives because that can be easily right instead of all supporting the same thing and going from there. Also, the success from content creators from winning is kind of like tainting everybody too because everybody wants to be right on their own platform. See, I told you they should have done this, they should have done that, should have done this, and then when it does happen, they get hyped and all that stuff like that. But that's what's kind of like poisoning the whole fan base is like the wanting to be right all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That's the reason why we all got into it, so we wouldn't have to be like a talking head. Now everybody's become talking heads. Now we're just as bad as Stephen A. Smith.
I was about to say everybody's a Stephen A. Smith. Everybody's a Stephen A. Smith. Like I've seen people that act like Stephen A. Smith trying to clown Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, you're the same thing. Like,
worse.
It doesn't make sense.
Do you watch Bel Air?
No, I heard it's a good show though. I don't watch that.
Yeah, it's a good show, but I bring it up because they have like jazz. Like the person playing the jazz on the show, and he's dating, of course, the sister, the cousin or whatever, sister, they're dating each other. So he sabotaged the relationship because she used to be with an NFL player. So he was like, "Oh, you was with that NFL player? Oh, so you what you think?" And then she's like, "Yeah, but I'm with you though. What the hell are you talking about?" So, yeah, but you want that NFL guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's like the NFL, like we're sabotaging ourselves for no reason.
Like this can't happen to us. This success can't happen to us.
Yeah.
Heck out of here. It's got to be something wrong with it.
Yeah.
But
Are
it's
you
like,
really happy with me because you was with the NFL guy and now you're with me? Are you really happy with me? And like it
it's like, there's a lot of insecurities, but it's like it just takes time. Once we start winning consistently, like over the years, then I'm like, oh, we're gonna start acting like Golden State fans and like, yo, we good.
Right.
Like, we having a bad season, but we're gonna turn it up in the playoffs, like that kind of stuff. It's gradually. It's a good sign though. We're on the right trajectory. So definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you see this picture, man, what do you think about that though?
That's my guy. Don't play my guy, man. I know
Listen,
what you're
man,
gonna say.
he be playing himself, man. Because this is what happens after that. He gets into a little argument with the referee, and next thing you know, it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I mean, it's been happening a lot less this season. I mean, he does have to calm down, but it's happening a lot less. But I do see like a lot of people around the league, everybody's temper is up now. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I think everybody's just in a bad mood nowadays.
Yeah, the last couple of days, like the what's the name?
The Fight Club.
Yeah, Fight Club. Freaking, what's the dude? The Rudy Gobert punched his teammate. His teammate punched the wall. Is the
like and Plumlee fighting Bones Highland. Like, what's going on?
That was crazy. I thought they was gonna start tonguing down the way they was like so close to each other. Yo, what is that? Let me ask you that. Like, those are things in life that like drives me crazy. Like, you get in an argument with a guy, and you guys get nose to nose. What the fuck is that about? What is that about?
We used to do that in like elementary school or junior high when you're about to fight. Like, you go head to head,
right?
Like bulls or deer or some shit like that. But I don't know. It's just I guess the adrenaline gets in your system, and you want to headbutt somebody or something like that. You wait for somebody to swing to get the first hit off. Like, I don't know, but it does look kind of suspect, like when you're an outlooker, like when you're an onlooker.
Yeah, it looks weird. It's like extremely passive aggressive. It's like, listen, if you're gonna fight. Like, if you're gonna push me. Let's do it like that. What is this getting in your face stuff? I just don't understand it.
But a lot of people don't want to fight. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So.
Like naturally, people don't want to fight. Like who wants to get beat up? Who wants to get punched in the face?
Yeah.
Like
even punching somebody hurts your hand afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just doesn't feel good too, and it messes up the whole thing too. After every fight, nobody ever feels good about it. Yeah, man, I kicked that guy's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
like for what? It's like your teammate. You look stupid now.
Yeah.
So, just like with the Timberwolves, like all those draft picks, and you can't even use that player in the most important game of the season. Like, it's a whole to be a Timberwolves fan right now. Like, as a Knicks fan, we got it good. To be a Timberwolves fan right now, and your best defender just broke his hand by himself on the wall. Like, it's crazy. In the same game.
Yeah, the same game. And it's not even right now because like Timberwolves, the only thing that made the Timberwolves good was KG.
Yeah.
If KG wasn't KG, then their team would have been trash. Yo, do you remember Joe Smith?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They made like an illegal deal or something like that, and they stole, the NBA took away a bunch of their first round draft picks took away from them because of that deal.
Yep. It's like but they did have that like short stint when they had well, they wasn't really doing that with Wiggins and Butler. But it wasn't really moving anything yet. But that like you said, the only time is when they had the KG. Big ticket.
Yeah. So they just been wasting their time there as a franchise. But I'm just saying that because like the Knicks are always the laughing stock. You want to talk about talking heads around the media and stuff like that. They're always using us the butter of jokes. But the Timberwolves, if anything, they're like got to be like the worst franchise in NBA.
Oh yeah, Timberwolves, Kings, like all these people are laughing stocks. Like we over here, they was making fun of us 2 years ago for celebrating going to the playoffs, but then the whole NBA on Twitter is celebrating the Kings going to the playoffs. So I light the beam and all that stuff like that. I'm like we can't have like fun with our success, but the Kings can have fun with theirs. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's always the Knicks fans that get the butt of the jokes. Like we're used to it by now.
Yeah, it's the narrative too, because like I think just in general, like just people just hate New York. Everything, the Timberland boots and hey, I'm walking here. We haven't said that in like 20, 30 years. And people keep saying it like we say that now. We don't say that now.
Nobody says that now.
Yeah.
Or forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Nobody says that anymore.
Oh man!
Yeah, but they just hate him because it's the internet age. Everybody could put their information out. Atlanta's popping now. You know what I'm saying? But even though all these other people are flourishing on the internet and stuff like that, New York is still New York, and they can't be New York. So
yeah, and I think New York is coming back, especially with New York sports. Even with hip hop, like I know some people don't like the drill music, but like New York hip hop is coming back too. But definitely in sports, like especially if the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the Giants still looking good. The baseball teams are still playing well. The hockey teams are playing well, and the two teams, whether you like it or not, Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks are in the playoffs. So they're gonna hate us even more now.
Yeah, check out the Liberty too. They got 2 MVP, well, the 3 MVPs on
Liberty
their
looking
roster.
like the big three over there.
Yeah, and their coach is like probably like one of like the winningest coaches, in recent memory in the WNBA too. And so they're really good. They got one of the best point guards too.
Yeah, we're about to annoy people. It always comes full circle though. Like there's never one person's like one area's time for that long. It always comes back around.
Yeah,
I
no
think
doubt.
that's our era though. Definitely.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Now,
Yeah.
I believe in that too. Like you do the astrology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm into astrology too. I'm into like just good vibes and putting good things
Yeah.
out. Even though like sometimes I can get a little bit crazy. I get the stuff that I say I get crazy, but I'm doing it with love still
Yeah.
attached to it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just feel like just putting that love out always you get back what you receive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It's true. Yeah, it's always good energy. It's like it's all a science. Like you said, what you give out is what you receive. It's just like when you hold an ice cube, you give it heat, and the ice cube give you coldness. So it's like always exchange.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You're a wise dude, man.
I try to be.
Yeah. So I mean, you're a hip hop artist. I got the Knicks stuff up on here, but let me just
Mhm.
ask you some hip hop stuff, man. So listen, I know you're an artist and stuff like that. So where does that come from, and what came first, like basketball or the music?
Well, I always been a lover of basketball since when the Knicks went to the finals. That's when I fell in love from there. Hip hop came first because my sister was actually a battle rapper, my older sister, and we used to go to the same school together. And she used to battle all the dudes, and she used to rap like a dude too. Like she was like put on the deep voice and all that stuff like that. So I used to hear all the crowds going like oohs and ahs. I'm like, yo, I want that. So I started rapping, and she started teaching me too. So my whole family basically was into hip hop. My mom loved it. My stepfather, my brother, before he got locked up, he was like a hip hop fanatic. And it just like transferred to me, and then like the rest is history.
That's ill, man. It's
Yeah,
the culture. It's really the culture of hip hop,
culture.
because
Yeah,
most of us have a similar story. So, whatever uncle DJ or somebody, blah blah blah. There's always something because it's a culture.
yeah. I remember like my first memory of hip hop and music was watching Video Music Box. Um, we never had cable, so we used to watch. I don't know if you ever heard of Bobby Simmons.
Of course, that's the 1-2 punch right there.
So we used to watch that religiously and just watch all the new videos. And then I just fell in love with music from there. So yeah, it's always been ingrained in me. Always.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it comes hand in hand too, because like 1994, with those guys that the Knicks, John Starks and those guys,
Yeah.
they used to sing whoever was out, they had like a chant. I forgot what song they used to say, but they was chanting with each other in the
Yeah.
locker room, in the tunnel. And then they
Yeah.
also did in '99. They was doing the DMX. Ain't no way you're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like hip
Exactly.
hop and basketball are always parallel with each other.
Yeah. Always. 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 And that's why I try to fuse it in today, like on Twitter when I drop theme songs for different players. I'm trying to bring that feeling back because I think that team, from that era, what you brought up, is giving me the same vibes as this team that we got now.
Yep.
So I'm trying to just match that energy and make it take off from there. But I think it's like similar. It shares the same similarities as the old school team with John Starks in them.
Yeah, word up. You know what's ill too is that the last time the Knicks won a championship was 1950. No, excuse me, 1950, 1973. But that's 50 years though. But that's 1973 is supposed to be the birth, when hip hop was born.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
Exactly. In the Bronx. Yep.
Yeah. So it's crazy how those two cultures intersect like that.
Yeah. The stars are aligning.
I'm trying to tell you.
The stars been aligning, but it's our time, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. That's the thing. Like from all the negative and then like you said, like you give like the ice reference that you gave was excellent. So I mean,
Yeah.
like all the losing, the jokes and stuff like that, and just like even just a couple years before Julius got here, there's a lot, the internet, even like YouTube say like say Sim and those guys, they had just started off, but the team was losing, so the chats were crazy, it was kind of like, just that swarm of stuff, but just building up that negativity or whatever, this it's like that because of the positivity. We want to win. We want to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
So through that, that energy buildup, I think this is what we're giving off now. This is
That's exactly what it is. It's like
yeah,
it's that exchange that's happening. It's
yeah,
just sometimes it takes time, but it's always an exchange. Like this is all the energy that we put in for all those years. We might have a consistent dynasty. I don't want to talk too much and jump out the window, but we have stuff in place to have a successful for years. Like we have Quickly, we have Grimes, we have Mitch, who's young. Like we have stuff in place to have a consistent, if we develop the right way, a consistent dynasty, and that's from all the years of going through all this bull crap. So I'm more of a wait and see guy, but I think we got something with this team, definitely.
yeah. I agree with you with the dynasty stuff, man. Because we definitely have different pieces in place. We're building with them. We have guys in spots that let's say if they're not with us for the duration, at least we
Mm-hmm.
can see what it looks like, and so okay, well we're almost there. We're
Facts.
very close and stuff.
Yep.
But I say shit like that, but then let me put this up. Like, what do you think about when you see this? This is this triggers a lot of people too. Like, cause it's like you either team RJ at one point, team Julius, but it's so funny now that a lot of people are more against RJ now than anything now. So
It's crazy because he's having a Julius Randle year from 2021 from last year.
word up.
He's having the same kind of year, fighting his own teammates, which I think from both ways where Randall and RJ is blown out of proportion. Like
Yeah,
that happens all the time. But like the same kind of mistakes Randall was doing and so on and so forth. And the thing is, like these dudes are brothers. Like they went through all this together. So I don't know why we try to pin these two players together all the time. Like it doesn't make sense at all
yeah.
to me.
It doesn't
But
make
that brings
sense.
me back to like I think around this time, everybody was just on board with both of them. I don't think it was I don't think they were torn apart yet by the fan base.
Yeah.
This was like good vibes when this
Yeah,
came.
people actually wanted this thing. They were giving this magazine away and in contests and stuff like that. Hey, win this
Yeah,
magazine. Oh, I want that.
yeah,
People.
yeah. This is before we turned crazy
Yeah, definitely.
and we start watching body language and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So do you think these guys can coexist? Like how can like what do you think about Julius and RJ as far as like us in the playoffs? Do you think these guys have what it takes, or do you think like how does this work for you?
I think they have what it takes because Brunson takes away a lot of attention from both of them. So Brunson can draw a lot of attention away from both of them, and they can be successful as far as just attacking one person instead of two or three people. But they have to put in their mindset that they don't have to, if they see the double team or see the triple team, they don't have to attack that. Like I'm seeing RJ do that a lot. Like he's spitting into three people and trying to finish. And then, get a shot off from there, and it never works. As long as they recognize that they have an easier job with Brunson on the floor, I think they're going to flourish in the playoffs. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's
You know,
like,
I think ever since he got here, the little pro moves. We talk about it all the time when we do the watch alongs and stuff. Is that
mhm,
like Brunson knows how to get to a spot. Once he get into a spot, he knows how to spin into the shot. He knows how
yeah,
to give the head fake just to get to the shot that he wants. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that those little things I think cleaned up Julius Randle's mistakes because he used to just run straight into triple teams. But
yeah,
now he does it sometimes, but now he picks his spots where he can get to a spot, spin, and then just take a more not he still takes bad shots, but he just
yeah.
takes a more professional
He's
shot.
a bad shot maker.
Yeah,
He's a definitely bad shot maker, but Brunson is just a master of finding his spots. Which I don't want to fast forward topics, but that kind of scares me in the Cavs series a little bit, because when they take that away, I want to see how his passing ability is. I want
yeah,
to see if he makes that right read because sometimes he gets frustrated with the double teams, and if you take away his spots, not a lot of people catch that, but you can tell he has like a bad shooting night. He kind of gets frustrated with himself, and it kind of gets shaky from there. But overall, he's been a very very efficient player and a hell of a steal. But I'm just if Cavs figure out how to take away his spots, um, I want to see how he reacts to it as far as the passing option.
yeah. I'm with you on that. Well,
Yeah.
this is schedule. I was kind of going through the schedule. I was telling you this before the show. I was going
Mhm.
through the schedule trying to find out what was like a sweet win or something like that, just so I can like pull from from a game where like Jalen Brunson had a good game. So
Mhm.
the game that I came up with was this Denver game. It was most recent one. I think this is the one where we beat them. When they came to the Garden, we beat them 116 and 110. Well, the
Yeah.
other one was actually even better, but this is just for Jalen Brunson, looking to see what he does.
Yeah.
So just I'll push. I'll do like a his highlights here.
Mhm.
Basically, all his shots and stuff. Make sure I turn the sound off here. But you just see the difference between the way two teams play him. You know, the um the Denver Nuggets, they decided to play him just with a bigger player. And just
Yeah.
having Jalen Brunson on an island is a bad decision.
Bad move.
Yeah,
Bad move.
like if you watch the highlight, every single highlight, look, he's just standing on the island. You cannot guard him 1-on-1 like this.
He wants to be on an island, so that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
He's an excellent one-on-one player, so it's a bad move.
Yeah, so I don't think teams are going to guard him like this. See, they try to put a taller player on him. Now watch what he does. Just a little in and out, gets all the way to the basket, pump fake, and still gets the layup right on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Awesome.
and Gordon is not a bad defender at all.
No,
He
but
knows
he's
how
like
to-
6'10", though.
Yeah.
So
But one thing that I'm not worried about is I don't think Cleveland has the clientele to deal with Brunson.
well, we'll get into that in a second. But this is just what Denver did. It's just a lot of ice. You see just one-on-one play.
Yeah.
That's just a bad decision. Look, he
That's
gets
bad
any
move.
shots that he wants.
What Nuggets tried to do was take Julius Randle out of his game and not worry about Brunson, and then Brunson goes off.
Yeah.
Because if you see Randle, every time Randle catches the ball, they either shadow him, hedge him, or do a full double team.
Right. Which
And
was
that's-
a mistake.
yeah.
Which was a
Big
mistake because
mistake.
in this game, I think either Julius got hurt or he was in foul trouble or something.
Yeah.
And the bench took over and we still won this game. So
we have
taking
multiple
Julius
players to
out,
win. Yeah.
taking Julius out is not necessarily a good decision against the Knicks because we still can
Yeah.
beat you.
We're very hard to guard. It's not like last year. It's not like 2 years ago. We're extremely hard to guard.
Yeah. So in comparison, this is against the Miami Heat. They held them to 11 shots compared to 20 with Denver. This is 5 for 11 with against Miami. So this is his game here with Miami. Let me make sure I get this sound off. All right. So double team right away. Right, the first play that Kevin Love came over and double teamed him. Missed shot. He goes another play here. As you can see, they set the screen. 2, 3, 4 defenders right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up in a bad shot.
Yeah. Head of the snake. They're trying to cut off the head of the snake.
Yeah. Here goes another play here. 2 defenders right there. They're just trying to lock him out. Now you got 3 defenders here. Now here comes the 4th one.
Yep.
So I think this is the way you beat
thing,
the
though,
Knicks.
if you play back, he made that shot.
Mhm.
But I would like to see him in the playoffs pass that to iHeart. If you go
Yes.
back to the one play before that.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it. Yeah, this play that they're showing now,
Yeah.
they put like a wall of
Yeah.
guys. I don't know how you go back. How the hell you go back?
That's fine. But isn't it kind of crazy that you got to put up a wall for a 6'1" point guard? Like
Yeah.
you put up a wall for Giannis.
Right. Not for a
Brunson's that good that you got to put a wall up.
Yeah, it's bugged out. And he still gets any shot that he wants, which is bugged out to me.
It's like he's so hard to guard. He's not even fast, athletic. Like he just tricks the shit out of you.
Yeah. And so that's the thing too. Like a nice little clutch shot there. Even though you can lock him up or stop him from doing what he's doing, he's still gonna hit those clutch shots if he gets them.
Yeah. He got so many spots on the floor. That's what makes him good too.
Yeah.
He has about 6 spots in the paint.
Yeah. So like if you're gonna beat us, I think that's how you do it. And then once you get Brunson in trouble, then now you got IQ out there. And IQ, even though he plays well, and against better teams, whatever that are really pressing, scouting for these guys.
Yeah.
I think we'll be in a little bit of a little trouble. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
a situation.
Yeah, especially if Jared Allen is fully healthy and Mobley is in there. They have some twin towers in there that can stop them. But Quickly has been getting stronger. He got stronger over the years. He knows his spots too. He's learning a lot from Brunson. A lot of footwork too. And I don't think they're gonna game plan enough for Quickly. I think he flew under the radar just enough for him to be an X factor too.
Right. So this is the starting lineup here, minus Love because Love is on the Heat now. But you
Yeah.
got Garland, you got the Donovan Mitchell, like I said, Mobley, and you got this guy here, man. So you know, let's look at their stats really, man. You know, the top guy, he's averaging 28 points per game. You got Garland averaging 21, Mobley's averaging 16, Jared Allen's 14, and then Karis LeVert that no one talks about. You know, he's a guy that used to score 20 points a game with Brooklyn and stuff, but he's coming off the bench, you know, giving you 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of
squad. They got a squad. No doubt about it.
yeah. Even guys like Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Cedi Osman, those guys are Nick killers. Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, I don't want to see Ricky Rubio ever again in my life because I went to, I think it was last year when he turned into prime Steph Curry.
Yeah,
I went to that game.
Yeah, a lot of people were at that game, man. That was like that gave a lot of people like nightmares.
I want to see
kicking
Ricky
our
Rubio
ass, man.
in my life. I hope they never play him.
He's healthy now, man.
Yeah, but I don't think he's getting that much minutes, if any. I think their rotation is real short, like ours.
Yeah,
I think so.
For defensive purposes too, because I think Rubio, his knees and stuff like that, I don't think he could defend like he used to.
Nothing. Yeah, he can't guard nothing.
Yeah,
but I think we got Garland's number. I think Garland struggles with us. Only one game, I think Garland had a good game, and that was the one where we beat him by 2 points.
Yeah.
That's when Randle went off for like 36. He got like 8 threes. I think we got Garland's number. I think we know how to stop Garland. We can't stop Donovan Mitchell. I don't think nobody can. But the thing is, Donovan Mitchell's the type of player he can drop 40 and lose. So he doesn't really impact the game like that.
Right.
But if Garland gets going, he's talking about assists, points, he can win a game.
But like every game that we played against him, he's had high assist games.
Garland?
Yeah, Garland. Like, I think the last one he had like over like 8, over his average because the average is like 8.
Yeah. But I think his shooting percentages wasn't all that.
Yeah.
When he plays us.
Yeah. So I mean, like the only thing, for just on the surface, is just Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's gonna have to score like 50 a game or 40.
Yeah, he can't do that. He has to score 50 a game and try to guard too. Like he can't. It's gonna be both ends of the floor. Like we can really make him exhausted. Because those other players cannot beat us by themselves.
Right.
Like the team, we're so resilient now, and we've been through so much ups and downs over the 3 years, and in just one season alone, we've been through so many ups and downs. Our chemistry is too strong to beat. Like you have to be a superstar, and and you still might not beat us.
Yeah.
So
they have a lot of green guys too. Evan Mobley's 21. You got Jared Allen. Karis LeVert. But I mean, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade. Somebody that's just been like a journeyman kind of thing. Cedi Osman.
They don't have that much playoff experience, just like us.
Yeah.
The last time, like last year, they got kicked out of the playoffs by the Hawks, I think, the play-in. So they didn't even make it to the playoffs. So.
Yeah, definitely. So the matchup is more evenly matched than people think. But as far as like the talking heads and stuff, they're not giving us any credit about it. They just think that the Cleveland Cavaliers is going to beat us because of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I love it. They're never right. So everything they say, the opposite happens. They said we was going to be the 11th seed at best. We end up being the 5th seed. We end up almost having 50 wins. We're a 50-win team, even if we don't win 50 games.
Right.
We're capable of winning 50 games. Yeah, they're never right about us, so I'm like, I love it. Because they only look on paper, oh, Donovan Mitchell? Nah, they're going to win.
Right.
I'm like, nah, bro.
That's the coverage. That's like historically, the coverage is just them, like they just talk about like just anything. Even when they talk about Boston, Philly, the Philly and the Brooklyn series, they are talking about is just Harden and Embiid, and that's all they're talking about. There's nothing else.
Which watch out for Brooklyn, because Brooklyn got Philly number. Every time Philly played Brooklyn, it's always like a long, extensive, close game, overtime, or winning by 1 point or 2 points. Brooklyn might upset Philly. Boston might get upset by the 8th seed. I don't trust Boston at all.
Yeah.
Boston looks like they're trash under pressure. So
chemistry wise too, I think the chemistry's fucked up.
Yeah, one injury and Giannis might be out. So Bucks might not be the Bucks we think they are. So I think we're gonna beat the Cavs. We might have some easy teams. Like everybody think this set in stone, like the setup and stuff like that. But we can have some easy teams. We could play who would play the Bucks in the first round if it's not settled yet. But
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but you got Toronto out there. You got
Yeah,
Toronto. You get the Miami Heat.
yeah.
You know,
And we never played Toronto with Josh Hart. So
right. But
so
I can't front. The only team that I'm really afraid of is, is the Toronto Raptors. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, because the length and the coaching and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I think our game's been so close. Like if we add Josh Hart to the mix, we winning.
yeah.
Like because Randle always goes off on the Raptors.
Would you say he's the X factor? Definitely. Josh Hart.
Um, I think what makes us deadly is our team is like 13 X factors.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know,
We got 13 X factors. Like
yeah,
nobody knows how to deal with this. We don't even know who's gonna go off each night. So it's like Josh Hart is definitely number one on the list. There's Grimes, there's Quickly, there's iHeart. Mitch can win you a game. It's like, but definitely Josh Hart. Josh Hart was a hell of a pickup. That he's like King X Factor. Like that should be his name.
yeah.
He does anything you need: rebounds, points, assists, 3 pointers,
Well,
diving in the stands. Like,
well, check out our stats here. As far as points per game, we got five. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures this year.
yep,
You know,
yep.
and it's
And
proven time and time again. Like if we're missing RJ, we can still win. If we're missing Julius, we can still win. If we're missing Brunson, we can still win.
because chemistry is our superstar. So if anybody loses, if we lose anybody, we're still the same team.
Right.
If Cavs lose Donovan Mitchell on an ankle sprain, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they're done.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So
So is there any point in this conversation where you would give like Tom Thibodeau any credit?
I give Tom Thibodeau credit.
You give him credit?
I'll give him credit because I never was that low on Tom Thibodeau. I wanted him for years. When I see what he did with the Bulls, even though he had Derrick Rose, but I give him credit because he brought a culture to New York. We was all over the place. Like
Right.
everybody was just coming here to get a check and then dip. It's like now it's like a ground where all right, you gonna come here, you're gonna be a dog, you're gonna be a glue guy, even if you're a superstar. I want you to do everything.
Yeah.
Or if not, you're not gonna play because Derrick Rose not even playing. And that's my right hand man. So if I
Yeah.
could take him out the game, I could take you out the game. So he just brought that culture back. Like you ain't gonna come here and try to like beat us in the garden. Like nah, this is we putting our foot down. Like we're the fifth seed. 2 years ago we were the fourth seed. So he just brought that kind of culture down and that kind of swag. If you see a lot of our young guys, like we don't celebrate that much until the game is over.
Right.
Only Quickly shows a little flair here and there, but like we be like putting our heads down, going to work, and then when that buzzer go off, then we start celebrating and doing our dances and stuff like that. But he
Yeah.
brought that kind of culture even to young kids, which is hard to do, as
Yeah.
you can see in Houston Rockets, like total opposite. But I give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit. I want to see what he does in the playoffs because he has 2 star players now. I don't think he ever had that kind of caliber players before. Like I know he had Derrick Rose
Right.
by himself, and everybody else was kind of like role players, even high end role players. But he got 2 plus 23-point scorers now, so that can take over a game at any minute. And then if you factor in RJ and Quickly, go from there. I think this is one of his best teams that he ever had, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
I agree
So
with that because I think his second best player was what, Boozer.
yeah,
He had Boozer that was on the decline, and he also had Luol Deng. Those were his two other
yeah,
guys.
yeah. It was nowhere near Julius Randle and Brunson, and what they do on the floor together is like hard to guard. So he never had that kind of dynamic before. So I want to see what he does in the playoffs. And it just goes to show when you give a coach his guys, it works.
Right.
And I think we wasn't giving him enough credit because he didn't have his guys. So the results was trash.
Right.
Now that he has his guys, it's flourishing. Could have been the 4th seed, but I digress.
Right.
But yeah, I give him a lot of credit. I like Tom Thibodeau.
Well, the thing with Tom Thibodeau, since he got here, I've been calling him all kind of names. I had the clown. I put a clown face on him, and for the last few years and stuff. But just hindsight is 2020 now. He one thing that he has done is, like you said, the culture and stuff like that. Just the players emulate him. He's always pissed off. He's never on. He's never off. He's always on.
Yeah.
like so
Always.
it's the same thing. Like you said, the players they don't celebrate to the end of the game.
Yeah.
They play hard, just like Tom. They basically took on his persona. But
Yeah.
one thing with him is that he put his foot down.
Oh yeah.
The
Yep.
Knicks front office went and got him Fournier and went and got him what's the other dude Kemba Walker, and he
Mm-hmm.
put his foot down and said, "Bam, those guys are not playing anymore. 9-man rotation. That's the end of
Mm-hmm.
that shit." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We lost we lost on purpose, but we lost like like we lost like the war, but the battle was won because now we're holding to close to our principles, or
Yeah.
his principles and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And then he everything is tight knit. Like I was watching Steph. Shout out to the Queen's Court. Um, she was saying in the press conference, everybody sounds like a mini Tips. Like everybody's like a duplicate of him, like a
Yeah.
clone of him. Like next game, we're not worried about that. We worry about the next game that's coming up. Like that's the type of culture he instilled. And I haven't seen a coach like that in a minute. Besides what's Mr. Potato Head,
Oh, Woodson.
Mike Woodson.
Yeah.
I ain't see a culture like that since then, and that one wasn't that tight culture like it is now. I think that was like a superstar culture. They were still close, but it was superstar culture.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yo, we gotta get it out the mud. Like we all gotta chip in and get this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a scary team, man.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it special too. Because you can go to any good team and you can look at their coach and you can just
Yeah.
look at their team and you can see, look, these guys are complete in sync.
Yeah.
Even just going down to Van Gundy. Van Gundy was straight business, all stress. You know what I'm saying? Those Knicks teams were just like that too. They played intense and kind of like a
Yeah.
stress kind of
Yeah.
game. There's like they not really stress from within. It was just the stress for preparation, and they were
Yeah.
so prepared that they just had no fear to go out there and do what they do. And
Yeah.
just the same thing with Pat Riley. Pat Riley had the swag, yeah. And during that time, that's how Ewing got his swag. Ewing got really swaggy. What I'm saying, John Starks and all those guys.
Yeah.
Oakley, Mason, and whatever. All those guys took on Pat Riley's whole swag. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's very important. So swag, or just like whatever. That I think the Knicks basically took on Tom Thibodeau's thing, just like
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah,
Swag and then aggressiveness too, because if you hear any kind of press conference, every team that we beat, they always say physical team. They beat the hell out of us. We got to get stronger and stuff like that. So it's that kind of mentality. Like I'm gonna bully you,
Yeah.
and you ain't doing nothing about it. Even if we don't play defense, we're gonna bully you on offense.
right.
Yeah. So that's the type of mentality he brought to the table.
Well, speaking of bullies, man, what do you think of this fucking guy, Obi Toppin, man? What do you think about Obi Toppin? What's your opinion on him?
Oh man, Obi. I love Obi. I
I
love
love
and
him
hate
too.
Obi.
I love him
I
too,
love
but I want him to marry my sister, but not play power forward for my basketball
Obi
team.
will watch your kids, and you won't have a worry in the world.
We'll have a great play date and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You go see a Broadway show, go to a movie. Obi Toppin got my kids. I'm good. I love Obi, but Obi gotta be a bully. If Obi instills a bully mentality into his game, he's Amari Stoudemire.
So that's the only thing we're gonna disagree with that one.
If
So, I mean,
Obi becomes a bully, he's Amari Stoudemire.
okay. So check this out. These are stats here. These are the last 4 games, where he went off because he's a starter.
Mhm.
Blah blah blah. So he did score the 24 points, which is cool. But the other stuff that doesn't make him Amari Stoudemire is the rebounds. Look at the 3.8 rebounds in 34 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're the type of team that don't really need rebounds right now. We need dogs. We need somebody that can dunk on you. We need somebody that people are scared of. Obi has the build and the
Has
athleticism.
Obi ever dunked on anybody though?
Never. Never.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Never. He needs to. Every time Obi gets close to somebody and dunks, he either fumbles the dunk or they block it.
Yeah,
Can't have that, bro. Cannot have that.
that's definitely not that's definitely not Amari Stoudemire.
Stoudemire will eat your food, bro, in front of your kids.
Yeah, and then make you eat his nuts too on the way up. That's how he was. So I kind of hinted on what the picture I was going to show you, but let me just get this on the screen. This is who I think Obi Toppin is right here, and I'm not being disrespectful. This is Amari Stoudemire right here. freaking Steve Novak with athleticism.
I don't think.
But
Obi
the
gets a
reason
lot
why I
of
say
attention
it
now.
though, it's not a knock though. But check out the last 4 games, right? Obi Toppin averaged 8.5 3-point attempts. That's fucking Steve Novak, man.
Yeah. Do you think it's him shooting threes or Tibbs telling him to shoot threes?
I think that his game changed in the NBA, and he if anything you can give credit to Tom Thibodeau for developing these skills in him, the 3-point shot or whatever, because now he can contribute to the game.
Yeah.
Because physically he can't contribute physically, because he can't even post up point guards or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I
think
think mhm,
I think they're trying to make him a wing.
yeah.
I think they're trying to make him a wing. Like they're telling him to shoot threes. They're telling him to work on his dribble moves, even though I don't like his dribble moves at all.
No.
But I think they're trying to make him into a wing that they need, which he's like the perfect size for it. 6'8", 6'9", long wingspan. He has the tools to play defense. His defense got better.
Yeah. Check out
And
the steals, 1.5 steals per game during the stretch.
yeah. And his 3-point shot is, I can't front, it's wet these days.
41% the last 4 games.
Yeah, and it looks good. Like even if he misses.
Yeah. That little step back. Remember that movie did? He just bust out that crossover move, step back 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Like what?
So if he turns into a wing, we might be able to hold on to him. I think they're still going to trade him because he might want a bigger role.
Right.
But he can be a hell of a wing. I'll give him a year.
Well, let me say this to you. What do you think about, like, this is something that's not going to happen now, of course, because right now we just have to stick what we've been doing all year. We can't be fooling around entering the playoffs. But like say like next year, like what do you think about starting Obi next to Julius?
His defense will have to get better.
Right.
I know people said it looked good. I don't like how it looked when it happened. Like it just certain times it worked. I don't know like the numbers behind it, but certain times it looked like it worked and certain times it doesn't.
Right.
I know they're faster. Like they be running when Obi and Randle, like the fast breaks be faster, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Well, the one thing that Obi Toppin
Right
does
now.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that Obi Toppin does that's unique, amongst anybody in the NBA is that he finds a way to get open in the transition game. I don't know how.
He sacrifices rebounds for it. So it's like you got to give or take.
Right.
If you want, that's why he's like a perfect bench player because he's like a microwave off that. You can get like you can rack up points like, oh shit, we up by 15.
Right.
We were just up by 5.
Right.
Like he can rack up points like that and then put your team in a hole when you're playing against them. But
well, I was thinking it could work because you got Julius that rebounds and you got Mr. rebounds. So if you put Obi Toppin with him, now Obi Toppin really could fool around with out there and do what he does. And then like say like RJ, Tom Thibodeau gets in trouble by trying to isolate RJ too much, but RJ's really like a come around a screen kind of get to the basket kind of guy. But if you have RJ come off the bench, you can really fixate the offense around that.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Thibodeau likes RJ. I think RJ's gone.
Yeah, man.
I think that's the last piece. I think that's the last piece Tibbs want to get out of here. Because RJ this season can lose you a game. RJ can lose you a game this season.
Yo, how many times have you watched games and seen him just fall to the ground, not even touched by defense, just falling to the ground?
There's a lot of games this season, like if you would have kept him in, we would have lost.
Word up.
RJ loses you games. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All those times that Tom Thibodeau took him out the game, I lost my parlay, man. Because they always have him 15 points. So you put him in 15. He can get 15 points against this team. And then Tom Thibodeau plays him 3 quarters and don't play him the 4th. And I'm like, he has 14 points.
I think Tibbs is over RJ. I think they gave him that contract because it's once that poison pill comes off, it's very tradable.
Yes.
I think a lot of teams are high on RJ or see his potential. I think you can get a lot back for RJ. I think you can get a whole lot back for RJ and Obi if you package them with some picks. This is stuff that people don't want to hear, but this is business. It might entice Boston. It might entice Philly. They might mess around and try to get Trae Young. Don't shoot me. It's their due diligence to try to get Trae Young.
You know, that's what I say. I say that a lot. The Knicks get any player right now. We're set up to the point where that any player that becomes available, we can pluck them up if we really want them.
And you notice that people used to say like, you know, these stars don't just be coming out of nowhere. It used to be one star here and there that wants to get out. It was like 5 stars that want to leave their team.
Yeah.
it's like what?
Cat wants to leave too, probably.
Cat wants to leave. Luka wants to leave no matter what he says. They're about to get rid of Trae Young. If Embiid gets kicked out of the first or second round, he's gone.
Yeah.
And then Harden's going to Houston. So he's not staying in Philly.
Every time we play Philly, Embiid is like this. You know, all the Knicks are talking to Embiid like this and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially Brunson at the end of the last game. They talking for like 5 minutes straight. And then before that last season, him and Randle giggling on the bench like 2 schoolgirls.
Yeah, sitting on the bench together. That's unprecedented. I've never seen that before. Two
him
opposite.
and Leon Rose like this.
Yeah.
Him and World Wide West is like this.
Yeah, shout out to World Wide West.
Do
you think World Wide West is the feds or something, or is he like mafia? What do you think he is?
I don't know, because Drake put him in a rap, Jay-Z put him in a rap. I don't know what's going on. He knows he got connections everywhere. Like World Wide West for real. But I would say keep your eye on Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Keep your eye on Jaylen Brown.
All those guys keep saying the same things. They say Jaylen Brown, he wants to be respected. Everybody wants to be respected. You keep putting me in trade rumors every single year, and all I'm doing is balling.
Yeah, and then after a conversation, like the next day, they had a conversation with him saying, like, we're going to try to build with you. You good. The next day when Kevin Durant got available, they put him in trade rumors without telling him.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. You're not holding on to him.
Well, the thing now, everybody knows now because like these circles are so close now. They know. You know, the agents get to be. You know, they talk to their players now. It's not like how they used to. You know.
Yeah, it's true, and it's embarrassing now because you find out through Twitter.
Yeah, social media. Social media kills everything, man.
You finding out you was in trade talks through Twitter. I'm like, I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
we just went to the finals together.
Yeah, that's how I get in trouble, man. On Twitter, my wife follows me on Twitter now, so she's whenever I say little things, she's like, "Oh, so you think?" So that's what you think about. I was like, "Oh shit, I keep forgetting you following me now." Oh man,
yeah, Twitter get you. Yeah, Twitter get you in trouble, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't got my wife following me at all. Especially they post your likes too. I'm like, I gotta watch what I like.
Damn. Yeah, what was up with Obi? Didn't Obi like something and he just kept it up? Like, damn, son, everybody was saying, "Yo, take that shit down."
No, it was our day. It was like some kind of trans porn, something like that.
Oh my god.
He was like, "Yo, take that down, bro." Kept it up for like a week.
Yeah, respect to the transgender people out there, man. But that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. Very problematic. Yo, so what's your prediction with this first round? What do you think the Knicks are? Do you think the Knicks are gonna win, and how many games?
I think Donovan Mitchell might struggle. I think he might have one game that he goes off, and then I think he might struggle. Because my theory is the game slows down in the playoffs, and that's Tibbs' bread and butter. He wants the game to slow down.
Right.
Like the only reason why we be getting it looked like we got no defense because we're trying to kind of like change our style or have another style of basketball in our back pocket, which is the run and gun.
Right.
Like we're trying to do that as well. But our bread and butter is the slow pace, which is playoff basketball.
Yeah.
So I think Donovan Mitchell's going to struggle a little bit more than people think. And I think Knicks in like 5.
You know, I'm thinking Knicks in 5 too. I'm thinking the Knicks are going
Might
to
be a sweep.
Yo, if it's a sweep, it'd be awesome. Yo, are you going to any of the games?
No.
I'll be at game 4. You know, with Sim put some. You know, I had rented a not rented. He inquired to try to get a suite. They held the suite for him for like 4 days, and we were able to fill it up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be there game 4 for the suite match. So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. It might be a sweep. It might be a gentleman's sweep. I don't think Cavs have any answer for our players, and I think that coach is inexperienced compared to Tibbs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the key.
A lot of people didn't give Nate McMillan his props because he's a seasoned coach.
Right.
So he saw players like Julius Randle before. He saw players like RJ Barrett before. So he knows exactly what to do. Or if not, he knows who to call to give him tips on what to do.
Right.
I don't think this guy knows what to do yet. Same thing with the Boston Celtics coach too. He's going to get exposed But I don't think this guy who's the Cavs, when it comes to crunch time and pressure, he knows how to react like that.
Right. Well, guys like Nate McMillan, they played before too, so he
Facts,
knows.
exactly.
He's not afraid to actually mix it up with guys.
Yeah.
That's why they want him out of Atlanta, because I'm quite sure behind the scenes, him and Trae Young are squaring up.
Oh yeah. That's why they want to get rid of Trae Young now, because I think the third coach is probably complaining about him now too.
Yeah.
So he probably like, oh, now he's the problem now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light skin energy, man.
Yeah.
Again, what do you call the El Jabbar shit?
It's the El Jabbar energy, man. The balding energy.
Yeah. His hair looks like he shaves his pubes and just like just sprinkles it on top of his head.
There was in Living Color when Jim Carrey was the fire instructor dude.
Yeah, the fire marshal Bill.
Let me tell you something. That's Trae Young, bro.
Yeah, all the way. Well, so what do you think about, like, since we mentioned Trae Young, like, people are automatically now saying that the Knicks should try to get him. Like, how let's say hypothetically we get Trae Young, how would that work with us with Brunson here?
To be honest, Ero, I think that's a good move. Don't delete this video before it comes out. Yeah, I think this is a good move, bro. I think that'll be the most unguardable backcourt. I think that's a great move because the pick and roll with Brunson already plays like a power forward.
Right.
You can pick and roll with Jalen Brunson as the role guy. So, and if you keep Julius Randle, and that's the type of player that Tibbs likes. Like, he gets to the paint whenever he wants. He gets free throws whenever he wants.
Right.
Like, that might be a hell of a move.
That might be a hell of a move. What about defense, though? Do you think we'll be able to guard anybody defensively?
No. Trash. We're going to be trash. We're going to have to load us up like the Brooklyn Nets with, like, a lot of long wings.
Yeah.
But we might have that kind of offense where we don't need defense.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the Knicks. I don't like any of our players, to tell you the truth. I don't like none of them, But the thing is, I love the Knicks though. But what I love about basketball is that like this whole podcast, we've just been talking about strategies and what happened, this will happen, this different things like that. Like, I love that, So no matter who we have on the roster, I can figure out a way how we can win. With this roster. And for me, what makes me upset is not, this guy's not getting shots. That's not good. What gets me upset is that we're just not operating properly as a team.
Yeah,
like the coaching staff just doesn't have it together. The players don't believe in the coaching staff. That type of thing. That's what pisses me off most about this whole thing.
Yeah.
With the science of the game, just like boxing, the people, the sweet science. To me, basketball, football, the formation, the rules and how you put wins and losses together, man. I think that's what gives me joy watching sports.
And just like UFC, like a lot of people like UFC for the same reason. Like, you can win multiple ways: knockout, submission, wrestling, different ways. Jiu-jitsu, different type of martial arts you can do. Like, there's no one way to win a basketball game.
Right.
And I think that's why the Knicks are going to win a championship this year.
I think so too, man. I think so too.
You know why? Because Tom Thibodeau been bringing up analytics for the longest. And I'm like, why is he bringing up analytics? Why is he bringing up analytics? He's trying to master multiple ways of playing basketball. So we could we could do the run and gun, then we could slow the pace down. Then the bench comes in. Like, he's trying to make us master different ways. Like, I think this whole season was an experiment. All his regular season joints be experiments.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of mastered outscoring people, and we mastered defense. Because that first nine game winning streak was all defense, low scoring, and then the next winning streak was all offense.
Right.
And we won like 7 games in a row.
I think we won 9 again. Didn't we? I think it was
9 again after the All-Star break. Yeah, It was all offense, and that's why you see Randle so tired. That's why you see Brunson so tired, because we're trying to master different ways to win a basketball game. Because they learned from the Hawks series. We had one way to win, and they cut us off.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're trying to shoot so many threes, even though we're not making it. It got better over the season, but we're trying to be a 3-point shooter team also. So it's like we have many different identities that teams can't prepare for.
Right.
And that's why I think we're going to win the championship.
I totally agree with that. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Just to double down, physically, the Knicks, physically and just superstar wise, they think that if you cut like we was just watching the clip with Denver, they said, okay, let's take Julius out and then we should win. Bad decision because we switched up the style on him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, like we didn't have Brunson and we had Quickly there. Totally different thing. We flipped the script on guys, and I'm like, oh shit, and we don't just beat teams, we're running teams off the fucking court.
Running teams off the court, they look tired. And we got a whole bunch of guys that's glue guys. We got 13 glue guys, 13 X factors that do everything. How do you guard Josh Hart if he's not dropping? You can't stop him from grabbing rebounds. You can't stop him from making a pass. How do you guard Ihart? He's not there to score.
Yeah,
you're not worried about him, but he's going to win you a game.
Yeah,
like all these little pieces that nobody can prepare for. That's what we're going to hit them with. I don't think a lot of people prepare for us. That's why we made Boston look like children. We made Cavaliers look like children.
Yeah, here's one stat here. I don't know if you can see it here. This is well, if you look in the middle there, 2-point percentage. That's just the ability to score in a 2-point range in a game, right? For the entire team. This is just all the starters. Julius Randle is at 55%. Jalen's at 51. RJ Barrett's the only one that's shooting below 50. He's at 49. Josh Hart is shooting 61% from 2-point range. Quentin Grimes is shooting 64% from 2-point range. Quickly is at 52 right now. Then of course Mitchell Robinson, and then Hartenstein is at 57 also. So what that says is that this team is skilled. They're just a skilled team.
We're top three. We're top three in offense, but if you look at the offensive stats and percentages, we're in the lower percentile of the league.
Right.
So it's like what? It's like we mastered the rebound game, we mastered defense, we mastered outscoring you. Like getting Brunson helped out with the offense tremendously.
Right.
Tremendously. So it's like we already had the defense down pat, which made us go to the 4th seed. Now we got an offensive juggernaut that's running the show.
Yeah.
And then Randle's playing better than the 4th seed season. So it's like, it's crazy. And then we have a healthy Mitch going in the playoffs.
Look at that. And we have somebody that when Mitchell gets in trouble, that we're not afraid because we could throw Ihart out there,
who's a dog and can play better than Mitch sometimes.
Right.
It's like they have different on and off games, and then we have Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Who can save a game for you. So it's like
this guy, Jericho Sims also came in too. Let's say Mitchell Robinson gets hurt. He's always freaking getting hurt. So if he gets hurt in the playoffs, at least we can throw Jericho Sims out there and at least be respectable there out there.
Right.
It'll be functional.
And even if we don't, like people say, we'll see on Saturday. Even if we don't win this season, like we're set up great.
Yeah,
we're set up great. We got a culture. We got young kids. We got people we can trade. We got people we can keep that can work well with people. Like people said, Randle couldn't work with Brunson. The first game of the season, Randle let Brunson run the whole show. Like he gave up the ball, all that. So he killed all the narratives the first game. Yeah. So it's like you don't know what this team is capable of. Like this team can make some noise.
Yeah, no doubt. So I mean, like one thing, just to throw it out there for everyone out there. Some people will watch this, especially. I think he booted himself out. We'll try to be back in a second. But there's one thing I say this all the time. We can't put ourselves down. Like for us talking the game and stuff like that. Us talking the game like it doesn't sound crazy. But when people talk about the Knicks and stuff, they talk about it as if, oh, but Cleveland, we play Cleveland. Even my dad, I had a conversation with my dad. We playing Cleveland in the first round, right? I was like, yeah, so what? The Cleveland is playing the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So we have to think about it that way. All the things that we said as far as our players, the many different styles that we play, the defense, the offense, we can shoot with anybody. We can run and gun with anybody. We can play defense with anybody. We're saying we could rebound with anybody. But put that all together. Even without our stars, even when we're not 100%, we still could show up to every single game on point to get wins in this league, man. So when the whistle gets swallowed and when the game gets a little bit tougher, I think the Knicks could stand against any team there. So me and Trav agree. 5-1. I mean, in a 4-game series, maybe it's gonna be 4-1. You know, I think that's close. Either a complete sweep or a gentleman sweep. You know, so it's tough to call it like that because we're asking for trouble, but we can have confidence, man, in our team and say things like this and not really, come off looking like straight jerks. You know, the way that we've looked all these years, like with different players that we've had, that we talk them up better than they really are. You know what I'm saying? We do that every year, but this year there's something very special about this group that I think that everyone, right now that's a Knicks fan, you need to talk in a positive way, man. Oh yeah, but how are we gonna get past the second round? Oh, it's this and the other. It's a failure if you do. Nah, man. Nah. This is something different. This is definitely something different going on here. So I think Trav might have popped himself off, but that's fine. Because I think we had a good pod, man. We talked about everything. So just let me shout out to the chat, man. There's everybody in the chat. We didn't get a chance to talk here, so there's quite a few people in the chat here. So I see Bo Ishmael, I see Joe Curry is here. Thank you for popping in. Harlem CEO, I see. I am Jarrell was here a little earlier. So shout out to everybody that popped in here on the chat here during this podcast. So listen, this is a pod with Trav B. Ryan. I enjoy talking to Trav. Me and Trav got similar we got similar opinions about the Knicks and stuff like that. So if you like Trav, man, I'm gonna encourage Trav to try to come back on more often, man. Possibly do like a show weekly with Mr. Trav. But also I'm gonna have probably somebody on tomorrow. And this week, man, listen, Ero's back. My kids have been sick all year. Shout out to Francisco too. Francisco Carrillo's here. Pudge is here. What's good, Pudge? So yeah, man, my kids have been sick all year. You know what I'm saying? I've been sick all year. You know what I'm saying? Hospitalized. My kids have been in and out the hospital all year, man. So it's been very stressful. Been working a lot of hours and stuff like that. But like it seems like things have definitely calmed down. I'm on Easter break, right now. So I'm gonna be cranking out podcasts like I normally do. And so just look out for it. Look out for more content from Dire Knicks podcast. Like I said, look out for a show tomorrow. Possibly some shows in the afternoon and stuff like that during this week, entering that first round of the playoffs. And and it is what it is, man. Thank you guys for showing up. For Trav is extremely cool, man. As you can see, those people that know him from Twitter and stuff like that, you want to talk about narrative and culture, they attack him on Twitter. I don't understand. I don't understand why they attack the dude on Twitter for various different things, but he's awesome. He's very awesome, and you can see it here on the screen, man. So, shout out to Trav. Trav is the one that created the Die Hard Knicks intro song. Very great song. Well, so we're gonna leave you with that. So, my man Trav, he's saying goodnight to you guys. I'm saying goodnight to you guys too. 4 fingers to the forehead, tuck of the thumb. Salute, and I see you guys tomorrow. So here goes the outro featuring Trav B. Ryan. All right, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Hero, I see you. Die hard. Trav. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves, and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team, man, he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name, and it is on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We